You know, it's bad news, dumb shit. When I'm full of rep and be full of red rum, dead.
Now, did you escape prison once or twice?
Well, I tried to escape once.
Okay. But you actually did, though, right?
I actually did get out.
Now, let's talk about that. So, how old were you, and then how did you plan this daring escape? I gotta know. I need the details.
Really, honestly, you know what I'm saying? I dreamed it.
Okay.
You know? I'm already, my mind is, was thinking negative thoughts anyway, being in jail, that I want to get out of jail. And I had already tried, to get out, but I got caught in the first attempt. Gotcha. You know what I'm saying? So, and they gave me 5 years for that. So, but I dreamed it, and, as I dreamed it, you know what I'm saying? I called my little brother, you know what I'm saying? I told my little brother about it, you know what I'm saying? And Fred Robinson, my little man Steve Mack, rest in peace, and I ran into him, when they came on down to execute it, you know what I'm saying? And it was something big, for real, because I was on America's Most Wanted.
Yes.
FBI Most Wanted, you know what I'm saying? About 740 marshals in the city.
Yes.
But, yeah, I got away. The grace of God, I made it back in without them people killing me, for real.
So what was the plan?
The plan was, I cut my head. It was me and a couple of my little Crip homies that's from Texas. We all in a little tank together.
Now, are you a Crip?
Yeah, I was affiliated. Okay. I'm retired right now. I'm too old to be in it.
Okay. Which, I mean, because Baton Rouge is not big on gangs, but I do know in penitentiary.
But now see, I started, because I had escaped from the juvenile institution, then I wound up going to California in the 80s.
So you did escape twice?
Yeah, I escaped more than twice, but that was a juvenile. But I went to California, back in the 80s with my aunt and was in the neighborhood with Crips.
Okay. So you saying it wasn't due to jail, just when you was in California, you ended up being affiliated with the Crips?
Right, because when I was in Texas jail, and I was already within Texas Street hanging with, with the Crips, you know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So, but that's how I got one of them to cut the back of my head with a razor. So they could take me to the hospital. When they took me to the hospital, my little brother then pulled up down the march with the guns, and one thing led to the other, and I got out. You know what I'm saying? So we all got caught and wound up going through time for it, but I got out. I was out about 3 months.
Oh, you was out for some time. Yeah. I don't know why I thought you went right back in, but you was out for some time.
I was out about 3 months.
Okay. So, so you didn't escape more than 2 times. So you, but that speaks to you being smart, though. You know what I'm saying? Imagine what you could have been doing if you just used all that knowledge for something else. But we don't think about that then.
It'd have been big.
Yeah, definitely. Are you good at math?
Yeah, but it wasn't my favorite subject, though.
Gotcha.
In school.
Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to pause briefly right there because I want to refer back to his book because he goes into greater detail in the book. Again, the name of the book is Life of a Baton Rouge G, the original 38th Street Baby by Clarence Robertson. Y'all make sure y'all go and check it out. But he goes in more, more into depth. So on page 19, he explains it all. Let's get into it. The first escape attempt came in August of 1981. Clarence had been stewing in frustration for months, feeling the weight of his circumstances pressing down on him. The spark that ignited his decision to flee was a visit from his friends, Tucker and Hawkeye. Now, Hawkeye is my kid's grandfather, y'all. So, Hawkeye, which is my kid's grandfather, is best friends with Flav. It goes on to say they came to see him during one of the regular visiting hours, and the conversation quickly turned to what was happening on the outside. Rick James was coming to town for a concert, and the thought of being stuck in the institution while everyone else was out living their lives was too much for Clarence to bear. I was like, hey man, I'm trying to go, Clarence recalled. I'm like, shit, I'm going to hit the fence tonight. That night, under the cover of darkness, Clarence made his move. He scaled the fence of the juvenile institution, his heart pounding in his chest as he made a break for freedom. For a brief moment, he tasted the sweet air of liberty, the thrill of the escape coursing through his veins. But his freedom was short-lived. The authorities quickly caught up with him, and Clarence found himself back in custody, sent to a detention home as punishment for his escape attempt. Right after that, he does go on to talk about other attempts that he made and how he did escape from for like 3 months. Okay. But I do want to touch on one other escape real quick. The institution tried to keep him occupied, placing him on a basketball team and enrolling him in an academic program. For a time, it seemed like Clarence might be on the verge of turning his life around. He took the pre-GED test and passed it with flying colors, earning a college-level score. Plans were made for him to attend Southern University, and he even began to dream of a future outside the institution. But those dreams were dashed when his judge, a man Clarence described as racist, refused to allow him to leave the institution's grounds to attend classes at Southern. The denial was a crushing blow, and whatever motivation Clarence had to change his life was quickly replaced by anger and frustration. In a fit of rage, Clarence lashed out against the institution. He kicked down the door of his dormitory and went on a rampage, refusing to be confined any longer. When a female captain on horseback attempted to chase him down, Clarence grabbed the hoe from the back of a truck and lashed out, striking the horse and unaliving it. In the chaos, the captain was thrown from her horse, and Clarence hit her, knocking her wig off in the process. The incident led to yet another stint in jail, and any hope Clarence had of escaping the cycle of violence seemed more distant than ever. He had become a product of his environment, hardened, angry, and determined to survive by any means necessary.